Riley, welcome. You're on the Anarcho Chat podcast with Connor. Happy to have you, mate. We've been trying to tee this up for a fucking while, but you're a busy man. Riley, massive thank you for coming on tonight. Obviously, Brick Lane, our biggest sponsor yet. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast with a couple of beers and also the t-shirts and hats as well. Riley, so you're a singer, you're an instrumentalist, you're recently off the books a songwriter. Congratulations on everything with your music so far.
Thank you.
It is actually fucking amazing, to be honest, with how far you've come between doing local pub gigs to where you're at now.
Yeah, it's good.
So just explain to the people what you do exactly for a living.
Well, I sing. I'm just a musician, and haven't been doing it for long. But singing side of things, I haven't been doing that for a whole long.
When did you start?
Well, I've been playing guitar since I was 8. Just doing guitar things, and then I actually went up to Cloncurry working, and I've been sort of getting around with a few dudes, just going to gigs and helping them out, and then played a few guitar gigs and whatnot, and I've honestly never even considered singing at all.
Really?
Nah, never. I honestly had never even sung in front of my parents. No one knew I didn't even really sing myself. Did you
consider yourself a good singer behind closed doors?
Not really, no. So I was working at Cloncurry, and then I got a call from another dude he's pretty big in the whole music industry, Mick Lindsay, and I was working up there, and I get a call, and he's like, mate, I'm going on a tour around Australia and in a few months, do you want to jump on? I was like, oh, like I've done a few gigs, a few ones that. This was in 2018, sort of just before COVID, because COVID pulled us up halfway through it. So we're there, and I said, yeah, look, I would love to come on it, but what am I going to do? I just play guitar, you know what I mean? And he needed a bit of a hand with loading the gear into the gigs. And anyway, so he said, oh, you have a 15-minute starting slot. So there was me, a girl, Bridget O'Shaughnessy, and then Mick. And he said, you can have a 15-minute spot. That was his way of paying me, so it worked out really well. A bit of promotion and all that. And anyways, we're 15-minute slot, and I just helped him out here and there. And then we got down there, and we're on the way to the first gig. I had no idea. All I was going to do was a 15-minute set, just a bit of a guitar solo thing. Anyways,
just guitar solos.
Just guitar, no singing. I hadn't even considered it. Anyways, we get down there, and on the way to the first gig, and I was nervous as heck, and heading down there, and Mick's got a tour bus. We're on the way down there, and we're sitting in there, and he goes, oh, well, you're going to sing a song? I was like, no.
He didn't tell you what song he was, just like, you want to sing a song?
Nah, well, I always sort of just played around singing, and I had a song I really loved singing, and I said, nah, I'm not singing, like, I don't even sing in front of mum and dad, as if I'm going to sing in front of someone like you, so we're down there, and he goes, oh, sing a song, and you just see how it goes. So he sung a song, and he's like, oh, you're going to sing that tonight? And I'm like, nah.
So you sang a song, like, just in front of him?
Yeah, just on the bus. And then we got to the first gig, and he's like, oh, hook in, start singing. And I was like, I was so nervous.
Fuck.
There was a fair crowd there. There was sort of 40, 50 people. It wasn't too bad. It was the first night of the tour. And I'd never been so scared in my whole life.
I feel like there's a massive crevice between talking in front of people and then singing in front of people.
Yeah. It was honestly terrifying.
Yeah, fuck. Well, hats off to you for fucking being able to pull it off.
Yeah, so
how'd you go? Was that
no good?
No, not a good response.
No, it wasn't too bad. There was a few people actually that sort of followed us. So on the tour we started in New South Wales, and then we went to South Australia and then Victoria. But on the New South Wales thing, we had there was a few people there that sort of followed us they followed us for 3 gigs or something, and we got to know them pretty well, just being general public, which was good. And then by the end of that, they were sort of saying, oh, well, they'd noticed a bit of a difference. I hadn't noticed a thing. I still thought I was horrible, but anyways, we did 50 shows in 3 months. So by the end of the 50 shows,
Holy cunt.
Yeah, it was.
What's that like? In 3 months, so a couple shows a week at least.
Yeah. We virtually gigged every night, apart from generally it was a Wednesday and Tuesday night we had off.
Yeah.
I think on the whole tour we had we had Wednesdays and Tuesday nights off, and then we had a week in Townsville because Mick had to come back for the Roma races. So other than that, it was just we literally just played, got off the stage, got straight on the bus, drove to the next gig, got off the bus, set up, played, and it was hectic.
Mentally fatiguing?
Yeah,
or was it just
very.
Like, oh wow.
It was very tiring. You know, like you play till, I don't know, midnight. By the time we packed up, like Mick has a really good production sort of set up. So by the time we pack up, there's an hour and a half sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you know, it's midnight, 1 o'clock, you want to go get some Maccas, so we go and get a bit of Maccas, and then
I was gonna say sleep.
then we just get on the bus, and the bus had beds on it, and everyone took turns in driving the bus, so we sort of slept during the night, and then honestly woke up, got straight on stage. That was our routine. But
I guess that's the best way to just like get straight into it, eh? Straight into the deep end.
Yeah, exactly right. And that was, you know, if you start singing and you go, oh, I've got a gig in 2 weeks, you know, you're nervous, and it was just like
12 hours.
Yeah, boom, 3 hours away, you're singing. Like, righto.
I guess that like takes away, like you don't even have time to fucking worry about.
No, exactly right.
Singing.
Oh, I was still worried, trust me. But no, it was good, and it was mentally fatiguing in a way. I mean, we pulled up a fair bit, and Mick loves swimming, so we always went swimming and all that. And but the biggest thing was our voices, and especially being me not being a singer. You know, my voice had never been trained to it, so that was the hardest thing. Yeah.
Is that me as a non-singer? I would imagine that now that you've said that, it makes sense that you'd have to protect your voice. And I feel like it would sound ridiculous to a lot of people who don't sing, but it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Like that's your moneymaker.
100%.
At the end of the day.
100%. Yeah.
So your love for music obviously started fucking young, 8 years old, playing guitar.
Yeah.
And I've heard you play guitar, and you're fucking pretty damn good.
Thank you.
Like. So you're glad you started so young?
Yeah. I honestly, my cousins Josh and Liam, they're really great musicians, and we used to just go over their place every arvo when they been living in Dalby, and I just went home one day and I said, Mum, I want to start playing some guitar, and honestly, that was all it was. I didn't have any dreams of being a singer at all. I just thought it was cool. Thought I'd go and play some guitar. And
so much pussy playing guitar too.
Now it's ended up here, so it's been good. Real good.
Well, that's fucking 100%. I grew up getting smashed to play footy.
Yeah.
I wish I was taught how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to play guitar. I always wanted to play like piano or saxophone.
Yeah.
Like something weird.
Yeah, sax is dope.
Smash it out.
So.
And because I'm the drunk that I am, I always wanted to learn how to play Baker Street or Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
Like pull it out at a party, 3 o'clock in the morning on the top of someone's roof.
Yeah.
And just start smashing out like Baker Street.
Yeah.
But that's fucking that's pretty amazing stint, and that was your first sort of stint singing.
Yeah, that was
3 months.
That was honestly pretty well my introduction into the whole scene, eh? Yeah.
Wow, fucking So your first proper gig, I guess like that would have been one of your first proper gigs. What was your So you said that it was like fucking big butterflies in your stomach, but what was your worst gig, do you personally think?
Oh, there's been plenty. You get some pretty bad ones. Not bad ones, but you know, you go from playing in front of crowds of a few hundred people sort of thing, and then I played a gig the other day and there were probably 3 people sitting there. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
What do you do for 3 people?
Oh, just
sing what they want?
Yeah, just treat it like a normal gig. I mean, like, you know, also like it's good to use to pull out your new stuff. Yeah. You know, you haven't got 100 people there that are going to go, oh god, that was horrible. Like, you know, if it's bad, there's only 3 people, so But I'd much rather play in front of a big crowd than a little crowd. That's for sure. I don't know why. You'd think it'd be the opposite, but
actually, my point of view just from that comment would be like, I feel like with a bigger crowd you get lost a little bit. Yeah. Or like even though the crowd is there to watch you, you get lost a little bit in the fact that there's so many people there. Yeah. Whereas a little crowd, you can get singled out so much easier.
100%. Yeah.
And people turn into heroes, and they want to tell you themselves how bad you were.
Oh, had that before. I remember playing a gig at Sunny Coast, and it was actually was on the tour, and I was singing there, and this girl's there, and she was just being a pain. I remember I'm sitting there singing, and she goes, "When's Mick Lindsay on stage?" Like, you.
What do you do? Just keep singing.
Yeah, just keep going. Everyone gets drunk. You cop a fair bit of flack.
I imagine.
Definitely do, and you get people that
at a smaller event too. I feel like the people, like you get people who would feel like it's their right. To tell you that you're doing shit.
Well, you know what you end up when you're drunk. You're confident. You think you're the best in the world, and
you're the best singer in the world, even though you've been training. You've been doing it for years.
Yeah, but
I copped it like you would have. Fucking Laffy's 21st, mate. But that's up to you, mate. You smashed out Far Away by Nickelback.
Yeah, that's right. That was wild.
Sung it like I fucking hadn't hit puberty yet. That's all good. So, what about the best crowd you've ever played for? Like the most responsive, but in a positive way.
Honestly, there's been so many, mate.
Really?
Oh yeah. Gigs now, like I've been doing some really fun gigs, sort of thing. Like, I sort of haven't been doing too many pubs and stuff. More festivals and events like races and stuff like that. So they're great. They're good fun. But my first really fun gig was coming towards the end of the tour, and we played at Johnny Ringo's, and Johnny Ringo's is a pub in Toowoomba there. Brizzy, sorry. And there's just heaps of uni students there, and it was really good for me because it, on the tour was when I just started singing, and I was uncomfortable, sort of thing. Like I wasn't too confident in my voice at all, and it was really good because these boys are just going nuts, and it's sort of the first gig where I was like, this is fucking sick. This is the first gig, people are out there dancing, and I was like, this is cool.
What were you singing?
They were pretty like their whole set, which was good, but I had sort of my main song on the tour. I did a bit of a it was 3am by Matchbox 20. And I remixed it. I did a bit of a remix with Free Falling and whatnot. It was pretty cool, but
fuck it, Matchbox 20. That's mad.
Yeah,
that'd be sick, especially on like at a university pub sort of setup.
Eat that
shit up.
That was sort of one of the first really fun gigs. But then you do some gigs like I went up to Mount Isa Rodeo. That was beyond amazing.
Wow. Many people there? Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands, yeah.
What was it like playing in front of a shitload of people for the first time?
Well,
I'm not saying that's the first time.
No. First time. It's probably... You probably are a bit more comfortable for that reason, like you said. You're not being singled out. Like, more people there, you're not looking at people dead in the eye.
There's an individual, a mass of people.
And generally, the hard thing is, and it's the truth with everything, is you can't please everyone. So if you're playing in front of a small crowd, there's definitely going to be people in there that aren't really liking it. Whereas a big crowd, you can't see any of that. There's
not
just
going to be able to get before you go stage.
So, but
And what was the biggest crowd you played for?
Miles Races was massive.
Where's that, sorry?
Miles Races.
Miles Races?
Yeah, huge.
Fuck?
Yeah. Mount Isa definitely would have been bigger people there. But I sort of didn't... I was sort of in the tents and stuff like that. But like the Mount Isa rodeo lineup was bizarre. So there was... And it was also... I felt so out of place. Anyways, there was Shepherd... who sang that like Go Geronimo, whatever. There was Shepherd, Casey Barnes, Mick Lindsay. The Guy Sebastian was supposed to be going. And Lee Kernigan, and then me. I was just thrown in this mix with these massive dudes, so I was terrified. Like, you got, for example,
it's a pretty intimidating crowd, like a pretty intimidating lineup. Sorry, where people would look at that and go, "Oh man,
yeah, really." It's a bit like some of them dudes are you know, Lee Kernaghan, he's one of the biggest musical icons ever, and
yeah.
so it's a bit like playing footy. It's like playing footy in front of Jonathan Thurston. You know, you're like, I was nervous as heck
100%.
for that gig.
You were up there with Cameron Smith and Jonathan Thurston, fucking.
Yeah.
And,
it was terrifying, but it's great.
That'd be an amazing experience. Especially, like, do you listen to a lot of Lee Kernaghan?
Yeah. I listen. Like, being a musician, I listen to honestly everything. I'll go from, like, on the way home today from Brizzy, I'd listen to bloody Eminem, and last night I was at an Ocean Alley concert.
Yeah.
Go and listen to Luke Bryan. I go to CMC Music Festival. Like, just everything. You take bits of everything in, and being a musician, you appreciate what they all do. Yeah.
I think that'd have to be one of the biggest parts of it, is actually appreciating. Like, even though you're never going to jump on stage with a microphone in one hand and a hoodie and fucking rap Eminem, but you appreciate the fact that he's an artist, and what he produces is art. It's just a different type of art.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, like, what do you reckon is your deep dark secret when it comes to love of music? Like, what you think people would consider as, like, really, really weird?
Oh, I don't know. It just, I guess as soon as I pick up a guitar or anything, everything, your head's just cleared. Like, you don't start, you know, you might have heaps on your mind, pick up your guitar, and all you want to think about it. You just get in a bit of a mood. I can't even explain it. Like, it's honestly not even feeling like you can explain. It's just, you just forget everything, and you're just in the zone, loving it, singing, playing, whatever you're doing.
Bro, that's fucking like awesome. Like, cause there'd be so many people out there who don't have something like that in their life. That would, like, absolutely praise to you. That is amazing. We just spoke briefly before the podcast about country music festivals.
Yep.
So you played a couple, obviously, as we've just discussed. But what is your favourite, or what? Like, do you have any mad stories from any of them?
Yeah, I've been down to Tamworth Music Festival there a few times. It's an unreal show.
Yeah.
I haven't actually played there yet.
Yeah.
So I just sort of go down there. I really like to hang out with different musicians.
Yeah.
Just take in bits of everything. Like, I've been doing a bit of stuff with James Johnson. He's unreal, great. So, you know, going down to them places, and even Mount Isa, you know, sitting in the green room there, talking to Lee, picking up things off Lee. Like, I actually was at the airport on the way home from Mount Isa. I was sitting down with Lee, and the stuff he told me, I will always, like, it's just, you know, you learn so much just in them weirdest spots, like at the airport. But so that's why I love going to Tamworth and all them places, is just picking up little things off different guys. Like, I went and done a songwrite with James, and that was honestly one of the greatest things I've done, just seeing how all that works, because I'm new to the whole songwriting deal.
We'll touch on that.
So Tamworth's great. I've been to CMC a few times, obviously not playing. It'd be a dream to play there.
Is that something to tick off?
Yeah, it'd be unreal. Yeah, that's pretty cool stage to get onto. But I've only just been there to get on the piss.
I'm sure most of the musical artists.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. So singing is how'd you go starting singing in such a small town? Like, what was the support like?
Oh, mixed, very different.
Mixed.
You know, some people, like, for example, like, there's a few times there's been people that had never, after the tour sort of thing, like, before the tour, like, I was, and I still am, like, I'm still not anyone special or important or anything like that. But, like, before the tour, there's people that, you know, Dalby's a tiny town, you know of people. And, you know, there's people there that I know of, never met them, got home from the tour, and they're like, mate, I'll shout you a beer, this and that. It's like, nah. Like, you definitely realise you're real mates, and there was some tough things. Like, I copped a lot of flack. Like, for example, at school, like, I was still doing a fair bit of music and stuff at school, but honestly, I never told anyone, like, what was going on, like, just for that reason. And
just out of fear of, like, hanging shit on you.
Yeah, like, it's so different, you know. Everyone plays footy, you know what I mean? Everyone rides horses, this and that. Like, music's different. Like, not many people do it, and because you're in such a spotlight, I was always terrified of copping flack, and I definitely copped a bit, but you just got to cop it and keep going, mate.
Well,
you cop
like,
it in everywhere.
It's funny, like we've gone completely left field with who we had on before with Spaney, but Brandon was just talking about the exact same thing, and it's becoming such a common relationship amongst, like, not to put myself even in your category or like his category as a professional Muay Thai fighter, but it's like we're all people that are trying something left field of the norm.
Yeah, 100%.
And people struggle to accept, or to not even to accept, it's more to support.
Yeah.
People struggle to support the fact that you're doing something that, like, you're not doing a carpentry apprenticeship.
Yeah.
You're actually doing something and you're following your dream, and congratulations to you, it's working.
Yeah.
Like, you can see a vision that no one else can see, and at the end of the day, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, you still had a fucking good time doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think, like, that's a lot of small town mentality, is that they discriminate before they even, like, take a second to think about what they're about to say.
And that's the thing, like, honestly, it is just another way of, it's just another job. It's a way of making money.
Yeah.
It's no different to doing anything else. It's just, I've chosen to go this way, you've chosen to go your way. So be it, let's do it. Who cares?
People don't get it. And I feel like now, obviously, like, you're 21 this year. Are you 21 this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, you're 21 this year. Like, you grow up. And I mean, like, you helped me even, like, you helped me pull out of a rut of every single time someone, took a shot at Pubcats or what we're doing. I took it as a personal hit against me, and it flipped with me. And it would, like, ruin my day pretty well. And you actually helped me mature in the fact that, like, well, hang on, like, this is just the way it is. Like, people are never going to accept it.
Yep.
And now, like, it's become a point of, well, fuck, like, why am I going to give a shit what old Joe Blow fucking says when, like, why, when I've got 90% of support from my mates, family, from people like yourself, guests on the podcast, why am I going to care about what this one person said to me at the pub in a drunken sort of state?
Yeah.
And so, like, I imagine with you, it like, you'd probably cop a lot more brunt of it when it comes to, like, when you're singing at a small pub venue, especially locally to you, at the pub, races in Dalby and shit like that, and you got people that you think you know and think you're mates with, and that are just, like, running you down.
Yeah, 100%. There's so much. There was a fair bit of that, but I spoke to a few fellas sort of in the industry, and I was like, not even that. Actually, I was Scotty Prince was up at Man wasn't it? This is completely different, but he was up there, and it was really good talking to him.
Yeah.
We actually become pretty good mates. He's not a bad fella. He loves the piss, which is cool. But
really?
Yeah, loves it. But
he always coming to Mum's coffee shop for coffee.
Yeah.
In town.
And it was really good talking to him. He's obviously been in the massive public eye with the NRL thing, and chatting to him was unreal. Like, I was talking about some of the stuff, and he goes, mate, just go, just forget.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing. You can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Walk in. It was great. Yeah.
Well, that's like, and those are the people that I think, like, it's like, it sounds ridiculous, but I really believe that, like, all people that feel like this or have copped this sort of hate are, like, dreamers to like, we all have a similar trait in our fucking artillery, and that is that, like, we're gonna we backed ourselves, and we have that mental toughness to actually back ourselves no matter what other people are gonna say. And that comes from, like, every single person I've spoken to on this, like, every new guest I've had on this podcast, that is a similar characteristic amongst every single person.
Yeah, right.
Between Bo Firma, between Mitch Hemmings and Curtis Sankey, even in the army, like, they copped negative shit from the army, and from people who were like, don't go to the fucking army, don't go to the fucking army. And they did it, and now they love what they're doing. And Bo Firma, and then Tom Nolan, who's, like, waiting on UFC contracts, and he's fighting in the MMA in Australia. Like, he copped it from so many people. They're like, don't do what you're gonna do, don't go. And he's just like, like, and he actually said, like, to us, he's just like, what you guys are doing is so similar to me, and I've like felt obligated to fucking laugh at him because he punches people's faces in for a living. And I was just like, look, bro, like, this is just what it is. You know, people are always going to talk shit, and he's just like, you just need to build on it.
Yeah.
Build more mental toughness and just become...
Constructive criticism,
exactly.
Just take it as that.
Yeah. Oh, man, I can't get it right. I remember that. Well, I said at the start of the podcast, I wanted you to think about the best advice you'd ever received, whether it be from a family member, from someone you've sung along the side of, or, you know, you built this life for yourself, which is quite amazing, and absolutely congratulations to you for it.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, what is the best bit of advice you can give to anyone who's trying something new or different, sorry?
I haven't really got anything that sort of sticks to my mind, but, you know, I've speaking to a lot of musos and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of musicians that feel like they've sort of moved past the stage. Like, I was just talking to a few dudes and they said, mate, you're young, go for it, hook in. If it doesn't work out, you've tried. You know, just go and do what you want to do. Anyone can make anything happen. Like, I never thought I'd be able to sing, and now I'm doing some really great gigs and festivals and stuff like that. Like, I've got some really great gigs lined up for this year, which I'm really excited for. And like, I've never even considered releasing a song, and I've got a song sitting there waiting.
Man,
like,
fucking congratulations for that too.
So that's the thing. That's just it. It's just honestly just whatever you want to do, go and do it.
Just
like,
do it.
Yeah, like and it'll work out. If it doesn't work out, we're still young, but yeah, that's sort of something I've sort of stuck with. And watching a few videos, like even I watched something on. It was literally yesterday. I was watching some Ed Sheeran things, and he said, "Start while you're young, get some stuff out there, and
Yeah, 100%, bro. And like, what you're doing is amazing. I'll just finish up. Congratulations, Riley. You've done an amazing thing, and we look up to you 100%. Thank you so much for coming on and being a guest. I want to give a massive thank you to Brick Lane for being a major sponsor of the episode. We were drinking Brick Lane Backyard at Crisp Lager, 3.5%. I've actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you.
Congratulations to them on their places in the Gab's Hottest 100 Beers of 2021. Hopefully they can keep succeeding and keep making good beers. Riley, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, congratulations on your career so far, and hopefully keep fucking killing it, mate.
Try to.
Play on stage at Country Music Festival, Tamworth, Run.
She's on. Thanks for that, mate. Cheers for having me, eh?
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Riley.